Hi, these are the Unit 2 test corrections, and I'll be doing number 1. Gabriella was making goodie bags for her party. She made one for each person coming to the party, not including herself. She had 12 pincers, 42 bracelets, and 54 pieces of chocolate. All the bags had the same amount of each candy, and nothing was left over. How many bags does she make? So first you have to find out whether it's GCF or LCM. So to find out, this is the main part that you need to look at. All the bags had the same amount of each candy. So that tells you that it's GCF. And so she had 12 pencils, 42 bracelets, and 54 pieces of chocolate. And so 2 times 6, and 2 times 3. So prime. 6 times 7, 2, 3, prime. 9, 6, 3, 2, 3, prime. And now you take 12, 42, and 54, and you list out prime factors. So it was 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 7, and 3, 3.
Instead of putting commas, can we put multiplication signs for me? Just go in and
Okay.
put a star instead of the comma.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all.
Perfect. There you go. That's fine. We know what you mean.
Yeah. And so then you have to find the ones they all have in common. So in this case, 12, 42, and 54 have one set of 2s in common and one set of 3s in common. Okay? So 2 times 3 equals 6. So 6 goodie bags. Okay, so hot dogs come in packs of 8, buns come in packs of 12. How many packs of hot dogs and bags of buns would you have to buy to have an equal number of hot dogs? I know that's LCM because it's asking when will something be equal to the other.
Can you talk a little bit louder for me?
Okay. So write down that. And the factors would be 4 and 2 for 8. 2 is prime number. Okay, so we know that this is equal to 2 cubed because it's 2 times 2 times 2. But 2 squared isn't bigger than 2 cubed, so this would be our 2 group, and there's only 1 3, so it's times 3.
Can you explain to me why you circled the 2 cubed and the 3 and not all the other numbers? What was the reason for that?
Because the 3 is the highest
Highest power.
power that has 3 in it, and 2 cubed is bigger than 2 squared, so it's the highest power. And we do that
times 3 is 24. So every 24th time,
So 24 is the LCM, right?
yes.
So are we finished, or do we have to do something else? Because what's the question asking us?
How many did you have to buy?
Okay.
So you have to buy.
So how can I figure out how many hot dog packs and how many hot and hamburger or buns?
Oh.
Where did the 3 come from?
So 24, or 8 goes into 24 3 times. So it's 8 packs of hot dog. It's 3 packs of hot dog.
Uh-huh.
And 12 goes into 24 because there's 12 in each pack.
Uh-huh.
So that'd be 2.
2 packs of what and 3 packs of what? Good.
The question is, find the GCF of 48 and 49. So first you have to do 48, and 90. And then 10 and 9 go into 90. 5 and 2 go into 10. So those.
Why are we circling 5 and 2?
Because they're not, you can't divide, you can't multiply anything,
And is there a special word for them?
prime number.
Good job.
And then we have to find the numbers in common. And we have to multiply.
Hi, I'm going to be doing number 4, and it's find the LCM of 12 and 8. So
18.
18. First off, find the LCM of 12. We'll find the factor tree thing for 12. And 2 and 6 go into 12, so I'm going to do that. And 2 is a prime number, so I'm going to circle it. But 2 things can go on to be multiplied to go into 6, which is 2 and 3. And those 2 are prime numbers. Now I'm going on to 18. Which is 9 times 2, and 9 is 3 times 3. And 12 is 2 to the power of 2, because there are 2 of them, times 3. And 18 is 2 times 3 to the power of 2, because there are 2 3s. And because in LCM you circle the greatest power, and these are to the power of 2, you would circle 3 and 2, because this is less than that, and this is less than that. And then you would multiply them. So 2 to the power of 2 times 3 to the power of 2. First, I'm just going to make them the numbers
2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 3 is 9. And 4 times 9 is...
Okay, I'm doing number 5, which is listing all the factors of 88. And so what I did in the beginning is I thought about, okay, of course, 88 is divisible by 1. So I wrote 1, and then 1 times what equals 88, and 1 times 88, so I wrote 88 down here. Then I knew it was divisible by 2 because it's an even number, so I did 2. And then 2 times 44 equals 88, so I wrote 44 down here. And then I looked at to see, well, is it divisible by 3, and I realized that it's not, so I did not write 3. Then I looked at 4, and it's divisible by 4 because it's 2 numbers that are divisible by 4, so I did 4. And 4 times 22 equals 88, so I wrote 22 down here. It's not divisible by 5 because that's not a 5 or a 0, so I did not write 5. Then I looked if it was divisible by 6, and it's not. Then I looked at 7, it's not. 8, of course it is because that, so I wrote 8. And 11. And then I was like, it's not divisible by 9, and it's not divisible by 10 because that's not a 0. And I already, the next number would be 11, and I already have 11, so.
Okay, so this is problem number 6, and it says to list all the factors of 120. So I come over here, and I always start with 1, because 1 goes into every number, almost. And then 2, and then 3 does go in, and 4, and then 5, 6, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, and 120.
Hi, I'll be solving problem 7. It's the coffee club has cans of coffee that weigh 4 1/3 pounds each. The pub has 8.5 cans of coffee left. What is the total weight of 8.5 cans? I found out that it was multiplication because it says if the pub has 4 1/3 pounds each, and then they have 8.5 cans, the 4 1/3 pounds per can would be so it would be multiplying this by this to find out the number of how many cans it weighs in the total. So the problem is 8.5 times 4 1/3. So then you can make this into an improper fraction by doing 2 times 8 plus 1. So 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17, and that would be over 2. Then you make this one into a proper fraction by doing 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. So then you put 13 over 3. And you would do it over 3 because of that one too. So then, if you multiply that, you can do...
You can just go and put your answer, it's fine.
Okay. 2 times 3 is 6, and 17 times 13 is 221. So 221 divided by 6 is 36 and 5, 6.
So where did the 5 come from?
The 5 came from, well, if you did all...
Is it the leftover?
Yes. And then the 6 is the denominator because this is what we were multiplying by.
Perfect. So 36 and 5/6 what? So what's the final, can you write the final answer for me with the unit?
36
Awesome.
Okay, so first, the equation.
Can you read the question for me, please?
Oh. Belinda baked 9 pies that weigh 4 1/8 pounds total. How much does each pie weigh? So we're trying to find out how much each pie weighs, and that's the total weight. So we're going to divide it by 9, or 9 divided by 4 1/8.
This is Alita baked 9 pies that weigh 4 1/8 pounds total. How many does each pie weigh? So we have to do 4 1/8 divided by 9 because we have to do the weight divided by the number of pies made. So it makes 4 1/8 divided by 9. And so in order to make this an actual problem, first we have to do 4 times 8, which makes 32, and then plus that makes 33 over 8. And then we can't do division, so we have to do multiplication, and we have to flip this upside down.
What's that called when we flip it?
The
Starts with an R. Recip-
reciprocal.
there you go.
And then, so it's 1 and 9, and that equals 72 for the denominator and 33 for the numerator. But both of these can be divided by 3, so 33 by 3, 1, 2, 0, 3, 4. You get the point. And then that equals 11, and then 72 divided by 3. 3 goes into 7 2 times, make it 6. 1 underneath, drop the 2. That makes 4. And that makes 12. So it's 11/24.
So what's the final answer mean?
Well, that's how much does each pie weigh?
So each pie is 11 24ths of a pound.
Yes.
Okay, can you write that for me? So 11 24ths pounds.
It's hard writing this thing.
Alright, so a piece of wood is 4 1/2 inches thick. How many pieces of wood will it take to make a stack of 20 inches high? Well, I chose that you should divide because you have to find out how many pieces of wood it will take to go into 20. So that's division. So I wrote it out like this. So first you have your 20, and then you put 4 1/2. Then you convert the 20 to 20 over 1, and then you convert this to 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 1 equals 9, so that's 9 over 2. Okay, and so it's still division. And then you want to flip it over because you got to find the reciprocal. And so this will be 2 instead of 9 over 2. So then you take 20 over 1 and multiply it by 2 over 9. So 20 times 2 equals 40, and 1 times 9 is 9. So it's 40 over 9. Then you have to take 40, and then you have to divide it by 9. So 9 goes into 40 4 times, so you get 36. And then that leaves you with 4 left over. So you have 4, and you take the other 4, and you get 4 and 4 ninths.
And what's the unit? 4 and 4 ninths what? So what's the question asking us?
Oh, pieces of wood.
Yep.
In 3/4 of a book, which is 390 pages, how many pages are in the entire book? So in order to find out what 1/4 of the book is, you have to divide the 390 pages by 3. Which is 130. And then multiply that by 4 to get 4/4, which is an entire book. So and that is your answer.
520 what?
Page.
So number 10 is Tanya has read 3/4 of a book, which is 390 pages. How many pages are in the entire book? So I did 390 divided by 3/4 because she's read 3/4 of the book, and there are 390 pages in the book.
In that section of the book, right?
Yeah. And then 390 over 1 times 4 over 3, and that equals 3 and oh, 1,560 over 3, and then I get 1,560 divided by 3. And I got 520 pages.
Good, so you can see there's two different ways that kids chose to solve this problem. Nice job.